Okay. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? I wanted to record this video and I wanted to share this story with you all because one, I feel like it'd be very inspiring to other young people, currently those that are in high school right now and like trying to do this YouTube thing. But then also share this story because it's a story that I've shared with people over on the Twitch, but not everybody follows on the Twitch, which you should, by the way. And I guess it's a story that I like briefly go over in a lot of my videos regarding my life. But this is essentially how YouTube has saved my life. I'm a Pokemon content creator, but then I grew into just being a content creator on multiple platforms. I'm kind of like an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to get it right. You know, trying to trial and error here and there. But this is a story that means a lot to me, and hopefully it shares the impact of your view. As meaningless as you think it is, it's not. And I guess just showing, I guess, young people that are trying to do this as well, that this can happen through it, you know. So with that being said, this isn't a rant video, but I have been enjoying doing this, these little small like tangent videos where I just talk into the microphone and talk to y'all. It's really been fun. So I would appreciate it if you could leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. It goes a long way. It helps support the channel. I'm trying to hit 200K by the end of this year. I know we're in, March? I'm trying to hit it early. Come on, y'all. Come through. Help out. If you mess with the content, help the boy. Meet me. Come on. Anyway, today, I wanted to share this story that, like I said, I keep going over and over again, but not in detail like I will in this video. So I'm going to try to keep this video as, like, condensed and, like, to the point as possible. But obviously there's details that come in and out, so pay attention. So I'm going to take us all the way back to, I want to say, 2010, 2009, 8-ish. I want to say around that time. I'm from the Chicago Woodlawn area, where right now I think the university is like building nothing but centers over there. But back then it was just empty lots after empty lots after empty lots. Then the park, then like on the other side, it was our neighborhood and whatnot. And it was kind of crazy growing up. We moved away. I've been there for like as long as I can remember. I want to say back, like, I was there since preschool. I left at like 6th, 7th grade. No, yeah, I left at like 6th grade. We went to the low ends in the 40s. And then we were in middle school for, I guess, for like the last 2 or 3 years because that school was closing down. If you know Chicago back then, you know Chicago. And even now, like Chicago schools and even like the apartment complexes and apartment buildings are like really, Chicago's a broken city. That there's no hiding that at all, right? So a lot of schools are closing down. A lot of apartment complexes were just owned by terrible people. It's kind of weird too because like my entire life, the only reason why like I feel like I'm not in the city anymore is because of those landlords. But I guess it is what it is. But I just want to take us to when we moved away from Chicago. We moved to the suburbs. We moved to the suburbs literally when I was going to high school. I came in around freshman year to my very first high school experience. It was a fresh start. None of my old friends from any of my previous schools were there. It was literally just me, my brother, and a whole new environment full of people I had no idea who were, right? I've met people. I made bonds with people I've met, helped them help my mom, stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy too because like we had landlord issues over there. And this place was the school that I really wanted to graduate from. I was there for like 2 years. I was doing really good in school. School was so easy for me. I'm not going to lie to you. School was so easy for me because most of the curriculum was kind of just like swat. All you got to do is just read. For me, it was whatever. I didn't like school because of how easy it was. And it was kind of just like, I just wanted to just get it done and get it over with. And around this time, I actually picked up doing YouTube as like a little small thing. It was just for fun. This was like before you could even make money off of YouTube. Or sometimes when like, I guess back when like MCNs were like the way to be able to get money on YouTube. And so I like met like hella friends through YouTube. I had hella online connections or whatever. And those are the friends that I had whenever I wasn't like at school, doing the extracurricular stuff and stuff like that. I kind of was just there. And so school for me was like always kind of easy. And I just stopped caring about it at one point. But I remember like there'd be times when my mom would take my laptop when I was doing YouTube, and she'd be like, you have to make your grades good if you want to get your computer back. So I said, okay, cool. Bopped out a good week or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Asked for my homeworks. I destroyed that, and I get it back in maybe a month or so. But I want to say in my sophomore year, literally right before the winter had hit, we had unfortunately some landlord issues. We just had landlord issues. I remember it like it was yesterday. We came back from school and mom was like, yo, so pack your stuff. I'm like, what you mean? So we literally grabbed all of our stuff in our closet, threw them things in boxes, had everything ready. Then the next day we came back and there was a U-Haul. And it was like, okay, well, we're going over here to where we're at now. And where we're at now, it's so weird because we switched school districts, right? So all my credits that I had that were going to be used to be eligible for me to graduate, some of them didn't make the transfer. You needed 30 to graduate in that high school. But then when we moved over to this one, you needed 45. And so not only did you need 10 more than what we had at the last school, some, if not most of those credits did not transfer as much, and so I had to do a lot of background stuff. I had to do a lot of after school. I had to do a lot of extra stupid classes that didn't really need it to be done to be able to graduate, but I still did them because I needed the credits anyway. So my schedule was hella busy. I literally go from one side of the school, have to walk damn near an entire mile to the other side of the school, had to walk back, do lunch, go back over there, and then another one. And it was literally just one of those things where it's my days were so packed because I would literally go to school. I do 5, 6 classes, spend 3 hours after school on the little computers. Then I'd go home, do the homework, and repeat. And while this was all going on, I was still doing YouTube. So I remember there'd be times where I would literally, I'd have to wait. If you remember back in the day, my computer stuff was in my grandma's living room. And so I had to wait because my grandma's house was filled with 5, 6 people at the time. So I had to wait till it was quiet as hell. Around maybe 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, I would bust out a recording or two at 2 and then finish up at 2 or 3 o'clock. And then I remember having a 1 to 3 hour sleep space, and then literally wake up, go right back on the school bus and repeat it every single day. I remember there were times where sometimes I literally wake up and be tired. I remember seeing black blotches everywhere. I'm just dog, I can't go to school, Grandma. I'm sorry. And I just never go to school that day and have her call in. And then I remember one time I collapsed walking to school. It was weird. But this was maybe a good, I want to say, year and a half until I graduated. So for I want to say my senior year of high school, around the same time that I was doing Pokemon Insurgents and Pokemon Fusion Generations, because those two playthroughs were going on at the exact same time, I was stressed. At this point in time, I was heartbroken. I had not gotten out of a relationship, but I had basically got let on, and I was heartbroken. It was a really, really bad heartbreak, but this is all while I was doing my crazy school stuff as well. So I literally had 3 to 4 months to graduate. I had 3 to 4 months to graduate. I had 3 to 4 more months to, out of nowhere, gain 10 credits. So I did. I tried my hardest to do that. It was weird to. It was weird. I remember because in that little time period, in those months, I only had 5 classes. So I needed to bust out a good 10 classes after school before June. So I said, okay, all right, cool. And this was all while I was still doing YouTube. So like obviously as it started warming up, the house started getting more quiet early. So I was able to like bust out videos, go to sleep. So I felt more energized going to school. And so once we got to like June, I remember still not having enough credits. I remember not having enough credits. I was probably like 13, 10, maybe 10 off of what was needed to graduate, because maybe like 7, maybe like 9 to 11, something like that. But I needed those credits. And so I remember I had a whole month to finish up the 5 classes that I was doing at the time, and finish up the 5 classes that I was doing in the after school program, just for me to still not be able to graduate. So I felt hopeless. I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt hopeless. At that point, it was just like, I'm not gonna graduate. I'm not gonna graduate. I'm gonna drop out. I'm gonna go get my GED. I literally, there were times where me and my mom used to get into it. We used to have like arguments, and I damn near ran away from home like twice. We have arguments literally about graduating. She wanted me to quit YouTube at one point. She wanted me to stop doing this and focus on school. But in my eyes, it was like, if I quit YouTube, I'm still not going to be able to graduate on time. So it was like, why does that matter? So I remember just trying. I remember literally trying and feeling helpless. And then my counselor called me. He was like, yo, Nicholas, can you come to the, he was on the intercom. He said, Nicholas, then my last name, come to the office or whatever. And I went there, and he's like, come here. So we sat down in his office. I was scared. I'm over here just like, this isn't whatever. And he was like, you're not going to be able to graduate. And I said, yeah, I know. I knew that. Like, thank you for telling me the obvious. And he was just like, is there anything that we can do? Like, what's going on? I told him, I'm like, I'm passing however many classes y'all give me in this after school program, because in their minds, the after school program was how I was going to be able to make it in general. And, to some degree, they were right. I was very prideful about in my mind, I was very prideful about not sharing a same grade as my brother. My brother is a year younger than me. And so I did not want to, repeat the senior year and then have to do after school classes, because I just did not have, it wasn't fair to me. I'm like, this is stupid. Like I transferred over here. I didn't keep none of my credits. I was going to graduate at the last school, but now I move over here and I can't. This is dumb. And so he was sitting here and he was like, yo, so let me see, what's up? And I showed him my classes. I showed him my grades. I showed him the notebooks that we had for the after school program. And he was just like, okay, you're just not going to be able to graduate. And I said, yeah, I know. So he asked me, he said, around this time, I had maybe 50 to 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I was making around 3,000 a month, something like that. And I remember, and this is back before YouTube's algorithm switched too. So this was just off of ads alone and how many views we were making. So I remember him asking, do I work? I'm like, what you mean? He's like, we can give you work credits. I'm like, what are work credits? I've never heard of that before, right? And he was essentially saying, for hours, you get for however many hours you put in a week, you get a credit. So I said, okay. I don't have a conventional job. He asked me, what do you mean by that? And I told him, so I do a YouTube thing. It's like, you run a YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you make money off of it? I'm like, yeah. So I showed him Sacred Fire, or this channel. I showed him this channel, and he's like, you got a following like this? I'm like, yeah, I play video games. I get money from it. This is what I do on the side, for snacks and, for snacks, for clothes or whatever. Just something. It's nothing crazy. So he was like, wait a minute. He was like, show me your little payment things. I'm like, okay, cool. So I log into my MCN dashboard and I show him my payment history. And he was just like, how long does it take for you to make these videos? So I was telling him like the specifics and whatnot. I was telling him like maybe like an hour, or two for every video, at most, to record, then edit, then upload, then do all the extra things. And he was just like, we can do something with this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, we can do something with this. So I'm confused. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. So he told me, he said, for every, because on your YouTube video manager, it shows you 30 pages. 30 videos per page, right? And at this point in time, I had maybe like 17 pages worth of 30 videos. So he said, for every page on your video manager, you will get a credit. And I sat there and I was just like, are you serious? He was like, yeah. So the next day or the next 2 or 3 days, that whole week was me going to my counselor's office, logging into my YouTube account, printing out every single page. I was in a rush. I told mom, I'm like, Mom, you will not believe what's happening. She's like, what are you talking about? I ran it down to her and I cried on the phone. I was so excited, bro. I'm like, there's just no way this is happening. This is real. And so I printed out the 30 videos per page. I had like a whole packet of like 27, I think it was like 17, 18, 19 pages. So for each of those pages, I got a credit. I was able to graduate. I actually overexceeded the I overexceeded the amount that I needed to graduate, thanks to YouTube. So as time goes on, like even after I graduate, like because of your support, like because of the fact that you leave a like on a video, you comment on a video, you watch an ad, you check out the other platforms like the Twitches, the Sacred Gaming channel. I just made a TikTok. Like the fact that people are tapped into me, because of that, I've been able to help my mom out, make sure my brothers are able to eat, make sure I can keep a roof over my head, make sure that, you know, I was able to graduate in an unfair situation. I've been able to travel the world, meet my friends, meet people who I never thought I'd be able to meet, you know, become this person that I did not think I wanted to be as a kid. But I'm happy that this is how life has played out. And I'm happy that like I'm 24, about to turn 25 in like a couple months in September. And I was just sitting here and I'm like, this is mind-boggling to me, you know, to where kids can become creators and get paid off of their stuff. And it's like, if you're in high school, you should ask your school, like, yo, do you guys do work credits? And, you know, if you're lucky enough to make, you know, as much money as I did back then, you know, maybe they might take it serious. I know my parents didn't take anything I did serious until I started like helping them out with bills. That ass. Nobody cared until I was able to help out with groceries or give my grandma a couple of $100 for rent or help out with the house. Or like even now it was like, you know, when they tried to kick me out, I was like, I can move out now. Fuck you, like what are you talking about? You know, like I don't what's that supposed to do to me, you know? So that's my thing. I think that's the big thing. And that's how YouTube saved my life, bro. I don't know where I would be. I probably would have already dropped out of high school. I probably would have been on the street selling drugs and just been, you know, either homeless because my mom doesn't play that. She's not that person to let me do that or whatever. You're not going to be my kid and doing that. No. Okay. Yeah, she's definitely an angel for sure. damn, bro, I don't know where life would be without you supporting me, because at the end of the day, you know, anybody could be uploading on YouTube or whatever, right? But it's the fact that like the people that watch me have subscribed to me in my life. It's amazing to say that. So thank you. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you guys are new, and do not forget to hit the notification bell, as well as click the social media link in the description and go follow the gaming channel, because your support goes a long way and it changes everything over here. I would not be anything without you all. Bye.